Can I do a breakdown video about my dividends? You better believe I can. For those of you new to the channel, I've gone from zero to £13,000 invested in the stock market in the last 3 years, but over the next 17 years, I intend to get that to £500,000. But what is that actually going to do in terms of income for me? If you're new to investing, a dividend is essentially a payment that companies give shareholders as a little bit of a reward for investing within them. It is purely a passive income. So other than buying the shares initially, it will continue to generate an income for you without you having to do any work. Remember, companies also have two main levers to pull when it comes to attracting investment. One is the promise of growth potential, one is through dividends. So you won't tend to find companies that can deliver both. So if I take an example of my own portfolio, I've got Alphabet and Microsoft. They are the lowest paying dividend positions I have, but their promise comes from their growth potential. Other companies at the other end of the spectrum, I'm thinking Legal & General, that does pay a substantial dividend at just over 8%. I'm getting just over 2% in dividends if I look at the blended average of my portfolio. So currently my portfolio is at £13,000. That's hopefully going to progress up to about £17,000 by the end of the year. That means I'm going to get a rough average dividend over the course of the year of around £25 to £30 a month. 3 years from now, when I hope to hit £40,000, then that will grow to about an £83 a month average. 7 years, when I get to £100,000 mark, that should grow to a nice £200 a month average. When I come to retire, when I have a £500,000 portfolio, hopefully in around 17 to 18 years' time, that is going to give me just over £1,000 a month. And remember, that is totally passive, totally tax-free income. Get close to retirement, I may choose to try and move my investments into companies that are a little bit more stable and offer a higher dividend, but that does come with some level of risk. So obviously, if you hold individual stocks versus the diversification of an ETF, you are far more exposed if one of those companies go bankrupt. So I'm not going to go too much into individual stocks for that reason, but one thing I will do is I'll start upweighting into the ETFs that do pay higher dividends. I'm thinking Vanguard's All World High Yield, which pays 2.54% compared to the 1.3% of the standard Vanguard All World. Anyway, I hope that helped in tomorrow night's video. I'm going to break down the 4% rule and how that's going to generate an income for me when I come to retire. Remember, follow JP's budget if you want to get better with money.